Hey, Roger. It's good to see you.
Hey, Bruce, good to see you.
You told me a great story. We're old now, but when we were young, Raj, when we were young, where was it? Milwaukee?
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
And I don't know. I don't want to put any pressure. What year was it? 81, 83, 88?
Well, let's see. You said you were 22 then.
Oh,
22,
84.
24.
84 years, 1984.
Okay, it must have been about that.
So this is just a bunch of old dudes just reminiscing, and we're letting the world see it. So, Roger, what was it about that thing, that moment back then? It was a hotel room. There were how many people in the room?
There were only three people in the room. And I
Okay.
remember driving all the way up from Chicago to Milwaukee to attend the President's Club meeting. And it was a snowy night. I
Yeah.
remember that because I really wanted to go. And I remember the roads were a little treacherous going up there. And it was so worth it. And you were filling in for one of the
Some guy,
trainers,
some guy, right?
some guy. Yeah, some guy. And I remember sitting there on the sofa, and there was three of us there. And I remember asking you the question, how do you do negative reverse selling?
Right.
And you were talking away, and I thought, well, I wonder if he's ever going to give me an answer. And I was listening and listening and listening. And then all of a sudden, you started doing it on me. You said, see if I can remember the words. You said, you went negative right away.
Always be negative. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. You said something like, it may not be for you. And I said, oh, come on, tell me, Bruce. And you just kept saying, I don't know if this is for you. I mean, how long have you been in the President's Club? Oh, just maybe a year or two. He said, well, you may not be quite advanced to be able to apply this. I don't want to give you anything that you can't apply.
Right.
And all of a sudden, I remember listening to that, and I thought, he just did this on me. That was negative reverse selling. He did it on me. And I'll never forget it. What a great way to learn, because when you see it done to yourself, or you're in a engagement like that, and you hear and you feel it, it goes into your brain and stays there, because it's not just an intellectual exercise. It's conversation, and you get a little emotional in it. Why is he doing that to me?
Right.
Is he
You
ever
were
going to answer
emotional.
my
I
question?
actually remember you were emotional. I was Scout's honor. I remember.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can picture the room. Guess who taught me that little trick about doing it to people instead of teaching?
Your dad?
David Sandler.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
yeah.
Remember, he had this thing he would always say, hey, look, this was back in the day. There was like one-day seminars. He would say, okay, group, look, nothing happens by accident up here. I'm either doing it to you or showing it to you. Ain't nothing happens by accident.
That's right. He
And
did
that's
say that.
probably why I gave you the negative selling lesson.
Right.
Always be negative. So unfortunately, salespeople, look, I'm an excitable guy. Like that's how God wired me.
Right.
So I'm not really low key like that. So for me, I have to try. I have to clamp down on enthusiasm. But most professional salespeople, business owners, entrepreneurs, even accountants and lawyers, they try to be exciting. That's not the answer.
Yeah. And if you ever had to work for a sales manager, if you're a negative guy, that doesn't fly very well. They want somebody that's, Mr. Positive, Mr. Oh yeah, I'm going to go out there and do it and all this kind of stuff, rah, rah, rah. But the benefit of being negative is really something. Then you've got them trying to sell you, which, I mean, think of that. Think of it, how that switches things around. You get a customer trying to sell you. How awesome is that?
Oh,
I'm
well,
not sure I can help you. I don't know.
you know,
I'm a
uh,
little confused.
this is not me, so I can't take credit. But when, as a consumer, Roger, when you're out with your wife and before COVID-19, when you're actually in a store, you buy something, and then the salesperson's all excited. I either think one of two things. I either paid too much or I made the wrong decision. Why is that salesperson so happy? Why is he so excited?
Yeah.
Well, you said the word President's Club back in 1984 that and you continued to come, right? That wasn't just one.
Right.
Well, the new 2020 version of teaching is over Zoom. And so that's what Breakfast Club is the old President's Club. Breakfast Club that I do for people is the old President's Club. But we just do it in 45-minute increments, and we do it on Monday mornings.
Yeah.
I'm also doing one for West Coast people, so they don't have to get up at 5 a.m. It's 8 a.m. Eastern, 8 to 8:45 every Monday. It's like clockwork. Bam. And is there a fee? It's free. It's free for now.
Okay.
Someday, I reserve the right to charge. But for now, during quarantine and even post-quarantine, as we all reacclimate into not society, because we're not prisoners, but as we reacclimate into our old lives, it'll still be free.
Yeah.
Because I just believe in giving back, and I know it sounds like altruistic and not self-serving, but when you have a place to come on Monday mornings in a room full of strangers on Zoom, and you're out of there in 45 minutes, because I'm not a firstborn, but I am on time. We start at 8, and I start at 8. So people who clip in at 8:01, I don't deal with them. I just start.
Yeah.
And I tell people, Roger, you can bug out and hightail it at 8:05 if it's just not your cup of tea. But start at 8 o'clock, and then at 8:45 it's over.
Yeah.
And anybody can hightail it at any point in between. Nobody cares if you leave. It's not like you'll be missed. It's a chance for networking. Some really good stuff.
And here'd be a great thing if somebody could bring a sales problem to the group, have everybody work on it.
We do that.
Or come up with an idea, and then a person leaves with a new solution.
And, in Zoom, I love Zoom, they use the chat. So they do private back and forth chat.
Yeah.
So who knows? There's so much there's so much engagement. Guess why we chose Monday morning?
Start your week off right. Okay.